like, we were like, oh my gosh.
She was in Chinese class and literally ran down to lunch to meet us.
Because she Colorado lives in California, so we're like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally across the entire United States.
Yeah. But
very lucky.
like, most of the articles that we read that like they did interviews with her, they were mostly just about generally like her life and like, you know, where were you born, like what did you do? But from her interview, we learned a lot about like rationing and also the different I guess difficulties that she faced.
Yeah, child's care was a huge issue that not many first-hand accounts addressed. But when we talked to her, she was like, "Yeah, I had to board my son out."
And we didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah.
Like,
she basically had to give him to another family while she was working in the war. So.
And also it's because like most of the women were single and didn't have children.
And she was
a newly single mother who had just had a son, and so that was like something that really like women had to compromise. But like deciding between working and taking care of their families.
Do you guys have anything?
Well, you covered a lot of things. I guess, well, another interview that we did that was kind of like one of our inspirations, along with others, but was when we interviewed my grandmother, or my great-grandmother.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so there are photos of her.
These are photos.
And because the thing is, I was at a family reunion, like the first one I've had with them, and then we were just talking, and I was like, wait a minute, she lived, because we had decided that we were going to do a World War II topic, and like women, because we wanted to do performance. But I was like, wait a minute, she lived during World War II, so then I kind of talked to her. I wasn't able to go through all the letters that she had, and also they're in Wisconsin, so I wasn't able to look at them. But like,
they were very hard to translate.
Yes. But like her and her husband, they like sent letters all the time. So like my grandma had kept like books full, like binders full of stuff like that.
She was not a factory worker; she was a seamstress. But it was interesting to get the perspective of a woman who wasn't working, and also like
in factories.
Not in a factory.
And also the perspective of her husband, which we got, and there was like a lot of letters about like, I'm glad you didn't go to work in the factories, like I'm glad you didn't do that, like.
Oh, and also from the interviews we gained like a strong sense of like women wanting to do more than just sitting at home. As well, if you remember from the mother scene, where Eleanor was talking to her mother, she really wanted to do more for her country than to just pay her war bonds and take care of her victory garden.
But that was another thing we learned. Even though they wanted to do more, once they started working in these factories and they were done, they didn't think they really deserved recognition. They were like, we were just doing our part.
Like when we met with Eleanor Otto, she had like I guess a supervisor person, and
An agent.
And he would just be like talking about like everything she did, and she'd be like, oh, it was nothing, like
we were just doing our part.
Like they, after the war, they didn't even like really think that they deserved recognition until like all the other military was like being recognized, and we were like, wait, what about us?
And as we said, that no real recognition happened for a long time. Like there was the recognition
until 2014.
In 2014,
And do you know that they found the real Rosie in the river?
She died.
They thought it was the wrong woman for years, and she claimed it, and then they found the original picture. They did. They found
I believe it.
with her name on with the real Rosie's name on the back, and they said, "Oh, we're going to make a mistake here," and there she is.
Thank you so very much. Very educational. Really appreciate it. We'll give you 2 copies of the bibliography back.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your week and be safe.
You too.
Well.